Hello and welcome to the Top Flight Show. I'm Rich Morrell and I'm joined on the sofas by race director. We're going race director, Chrissy P.
Yep.
Right.
Just Chrissy P.
Chrissy P.
Actually, what's funny is we're working at one of the events. My sister was working on it for us and obviously calls me Christopher, and the other people within the Manchester team were thinking that was hilarious, that I would be getting called Christopher.
That you was calling your birth name.
My actual name.
Yeah. I was thinking there, when we started this one here, I thought, I'm going to try and spice things up with the intro a little bit here. And then just as it was creeping up, I was thinking, well, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And then I just revert to type every time. Hi, guys. Welcome to the Top Flight Show. I feel like you need to change it,
I mean, you should be watching a lot of YouTube stuff anyway with your girls, so you'll probably pick up what the current trends are.
Yeah, I know, but they're talking about Labubu dolls and stuff like that, and it's all of tell you what, there's a lot.
By the time this goes out, Labubus will be a thing of the past.
Tell you what, there's a lot of though on YouTube. This is totally way off what people want to be listening to. They're joining the Top Flight Show, but there's a lot of this stuff on YouTube. If the camera gets on me here, like when they've got like they're unpackaging something, there's a lot of like.
Okay.
And I like there's something to it, yeah, and they're always like rubbing their fingers and stuff like that. Anyway, right, scrap all that. We're talking absolute rubbish here. Right, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna hit Chris. I'm gonna hit Chris, not physically hit him because I would absolutely knock him out. I'm gonna hit Chris with one line. I'm just gonna let him talk. I'm gonna let this man do what he does best. Chris, the Northeast is fast. Go.
True. So yeah, we just had a run-through record in Quayside 5K. So not just a course record, but a run-through record. So Ben Connor triggered a significant payout, shall we say. So yeah, he hit the bonus for the course record, the run-through record, as well as running another top flight bonus time. So yeah, £1,150 he picked up for a scintillating performance there, 13:42. Was it 42 or 43? Anyway,
I think it was
super fast. And we did say in the shows, in the build-up shows, that the course was now faster. So it now starts on the road. So there's a road section, then back on the Quayside Path section, which removed a few like minor things that slightly slowed you down, only by a few seconds. Yeah. But yeah, that course is absolutely lightning. And obviously we'll be back there in January for Newcastle 10K, where we essentially do that course twice.
Yeah.
So with being in the Northeast, I pick the courses and build our events around them. And I guess coming from a road running and a track background, my natural instinct is to go for like the super flat and fast courses, as well as others. So we've got tons of events coming up, as people who follow RunThrough will realise now. We've got like an event a month in the Northeast, quite a variety. We've got trail races, we've got some road ones that are a bit more challenging, and across the UK we've got over 300 events. We actually just had an event in Philadelphia in USA. We've had some alpine trail events in Switzerland, for example. So 350 events I think we're on for this year. So RunThrough are doing absolutely everything, but my personal niche and fallback is always going for those like super flat fast courses, which is why we've got our top flight events focused in the Northeast quite a few times.
I sometimes don't know whether people like either just don't see it or don't believe it, but the two standout courses for me there's, to be fair, Ribble Valley is always quick, but I don't think it's a quick course. I just think it's because the quality is there. But we've mentioned this before. Honestly, the two quickest courses, Battersea Park is quick as well, but Jarrow and the Quayside. The Jarrow 10K is such an underrated quick course because that thing is rapid. I'd go as far as to say it's like, you've got a little jetpack on. It's that much of a fast course. You're gonna shave times off your PB if you come in that race and you're in shape, because it's barring weather, which is out of any race director's control. That Jarrow 10K is a rapid course. We know the Quayside is quick though. That's been shown by the times that have been ran around there. Jarrow hasn't had the longevity in the game yet to show how much of a quick course it is. but I've seen it. I've been around that course. I used to do a little bit of running. I know a quick course when I see one. I'm telling you, Jarrow 10K, it's quick, it's rapid.
Yeah, I mean, we can put the course on the screen now.
Let's get some graphics on the go. Come on.
I actually had a look at, like 2 years ago was our pilot for the Top Flight show, where we did a course preview of Jarrow. And yeah, I tried to video it out of the back of the car, whatever, and it wasn't quite as good as the graphics we've got now. I mentioned on our Cheshire preview that actually when you show these Strava maps, or this isn't Strava one, but it makes it look like an alpine trek. You're talking a couple of meters up and down across the whole course. It's absolutely flat as a pancake, and it's a 2-lap course, this one. You start and finish on the track. So you go out of the track onto the main road, which is totally flat. You go up the highway on one side. You do a loop around the top so that you haven't got like a hard turn. You come straight. So there's a long straight section, which if anybody did watch that video 2 years ago, I said the inspiration was the Kipchoge sub 2 hour marathon, where they were looking at how can we get as fast a course as possible. They wanted the straight sections. The bit that looks like a 180 at the end, it is sort of a 180 turn, but it's not a hard 180 because it's around a big central reservation. So yeah, you've got these really long straight sections, sweeping bends to make the course as fast as possible, and then finishes back on the track as well. So it's such an opportunity to run well. And the thing for Jarrow was finding the right place on the calendar for it. So we'd identified that October was a really good time to have the event in the Northeast to fit in with what else was there. But it was then finding the sweet spot around the road relays. Last year we ended up clashing because the road relay date changed compared to the initial date. So this year we're a couple of weeks clear of it. We're on the 19th of October. Not that we're plugging other events here, but Leeds Abbey Dash also took up strong real estate in the calendar at the end of October, start of November historically. And when that moved to the end of November, that cleared the way for us to move Jarrow to like the 19th of October and be the course, possibly in the UK, but like certainly in the north, and hopefully athletes from Scotland will come down north, go up. And yeah, I mean, we are expecting hopefully to get some of the athletes up from the London area as well, because I can't see another course like this in October with the prize money that we've always got. And yeah, I mean, like you said, other than the weather, the conditions are set here for an absolutely lightning course. Omar Ahmed came last year and ran 29:15 on his own. Like I said, it clashed with the road relays. The year before, which was the pilot, and we didn't do the A B race, so we had Callum Johnson won in 29:30, but he did have to weave through runners on his second lap. So we then changed the format to make it an A and B race, so that the A race gets a total clean hit on the course. So it's already been proved to be fast, but this is a one where it could be super fast. I think this is faster than Battersea Park is a fast course, but this is better because it's a road race. You've got people all the way down the course to support, because the footprint of the course isn't massive, with it being out and back and with it being 2 laps. And you've got nearly 2,000 runners there, so all their friends and family are there on the course. They can basically see you 4 times. Yeah. So whatever you would have on a race, support-wise, it's times 4, because it's 2 laps and it's out and back. So it's just such a good atmosphere on that course when you're there. I mean, it sounds like we're overselling it here, but this is absolutely class.
No, you're not overselling it, because it is a quick course, and we want to put quick races on. We want to put them on. We know what Top Flight's about with the target audience for the Top Flight races. But Chris, say I am an elite athlete. I'm not, clearly. But if I was, and I'm looking at my calendar, I'm thinking, October, could maybe bang a 10K race in. What should I do? Now there's that Top Flight one. How do those elite athletes go about getting in these races, and what can they expect? Because there's certainly provisions made for expenses and stuff like that, isn't there?
Yeah, exactly. So for non-local travel, we've got an expense criteria. So if they look on topflightraces.com, topflightrace.co.uk, you can see all of the expenses. If you go to the prize money and expenses section, you'll see everything extensive. So we're trying to support athletes as well as possible. If somebody's coming from outside the area, we obviously want them there. So we'll help them within reason to get to the event. On top of that, we've got the standard prize money. So prize money for the win, time-related bonuses, going down to the top 8, the course record bonuses. And the course record is strong now, but the course record could go.
Well, you look at Ben Connor.
Yeah, exactly.
The course record was strong on the quayside. Scott Beattie.
Yeah.
Absolute phenomenal athlete. Ben Connor comes along. It can be done. And you look at the payday he got.
Yeah. And with a high quality group at the front, certainly there's no reason why this can't be like an absolutely sensationally quick time on the men's and the women's side.
Yeah.
Certainly the women's race last year, Kirsty Longley came and won in 35:03, I think, from recollection. So the women's course record is there for the taking as well. Yeah. Get yourself.
Go on, give us one more plug. Give us the date, the time.
Yeah, so it's Sunday the 19th of October, and we'll have our live stream as usual. It'll be 9 o'clock start. And yeah, I mean, if you don't know where Jarrow is, it's right next to Newcastle, so it's easy to get to. You can go and train, you can fly it if you want. And yeah, like you've mentioned, in October, I think this is a very, very sweet spot to put a super fast 10K. You've got the road relays. Everybody's done some sort of track season if you're a track runner and you're getting into the winter training, or you've got people who've maybe done a September half marathon and they're then looking to step back down. You've got people who are preparing for cross country. And when it gets into November, you've got, the European trials, you've got county championships and stuff coming up. So they're looking for where can I run that 10K? The later you leave it in the year, the more risk you've got of the elements being a factor, being cold, being snowed off and stuff. So yeah, this is a massive opportunity. And I think this is one of the ones that in a few years, everybody's going to be like, yeah, that one's got to be in the calendar because it's so fast, like the course sells itself.
Yeah. So you're wondering where to run your 10K in October? You sat down to the Jarrow 10K. Contact Chris Parr if you want any more details.
Yeah, there's them dulcet tones.
Yeah, they were dulcet. Man, I just do it without thinking. Yeah, there's a narrative being spun about my dulcet tones, and it's taken off, ladies and gentlemen. It's certainly taken off. But one thing I do want to talk about before we start wrapping things up, Pazzi, you nailed a few top flight track events this year, and we recently had one at Gateshead, roaring success, plenty of PBs for the athletes, but let's not focus too much on the actual event and the athletes that, the PB rate, because we know it was fantastic, as they always are. It was paired with the BMC as well, so big shout out to the BMC, British Mileage Club. Top work you guys are doing. I look forward to doing a bit more work with you in the future. And yeah, so it was ran at Gateshead Stadium though, and well, I'll let you go and talk about what's happening with Gateshead Stadium and how that may have potentially been the last track race.
Yeah, don't make me cry, because it will be.
Honestly,
it will be sad if that was the last track race there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, every track has a lifespan. I don't want to bore people with too many details, but basically you've got about 20 years, and then the track becomes too hard. So Gateshead was laid in 2003, and then 2023 that license will have expired, and then you got a couple of extensions. But yeah, at the minute, Gateshead can't be used for competition anymore because the license is now expired. So it will need a complete relay, which I believe is around about 600 grand. So I am working with the stadium operators, and some very forward-thinking people from the England Athletics Regional Council. So it's we haven't given up the ghost yet. Hopefully, there's something we can do. We can find the funding to do it, because. Yeah, I mean, obviously we're biased, but, this is a custom-made athletic stadium which has held multiple Diamond Leagues, or the equivalent before that, the European Cup a few times, loads of English schools. So when I mentioned on social media that this is potentially last race, I had loads of people messaging going no. So I don't think people truly get. I mean, the stadium's not at risk, right? The stadium's doing well. Newcastle FC. Women's team are now playing their Gateshead FC player there. They have lots of stuff going, but an argument has to be made to get a competition surface.
Yeah.
So there's loads of, I went down to a few school sports days because our office is based at Gateshead Stadium. And when you put your head out and the school sports days are on and all the parents and stuff are in the stand, it's absolutely class. Like the atmosphere is brilliant, but you don't need a competition license track to hold a sports day. So, and we hold our Gateshead Marathon, half and 10K there. Again, we don't need a track mark license to finish a road race there.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have to basically try and get as many people on board as possible within the athletics community to say that they're actually going to use it as a competition venue, because unfortunately over a period of time the other stakeholders, so the local track leagues, the northeast counties, for whatever reason have not wanted to use Gateshead. I don't want to go into them deals because I'll get myself in trouble, but I'm massively in the other camp of we should be using Gateshead. So yeah, we put on a couple of track races there this year. They were a roaring success in terms of the quality of athletes on the day, the PB rate, stuff like that was absolutely class. And yeah, there's been a bit of an outpouring when I made comments that Gateshead may be no more. So hopefully the tide will start to turn now that people realise actually something needs to be done about this. Otherwise we'll lose that. And the next track down the line from us, like down the road, is Jarrow, and that was, I know Gateshead was in 2003 because in that year, that was my last year in school and I had to do all my training at Gateshead. And then a couple of years later, Jarrow was relayed and we went back to, we did all the training at Jarrow, then we had to go back to Gateshead when that got relayed. So that one's getting towards the end of its lifespan as well. And yeah, there's a massive amount of investment needed in these facilities to get it. And that's actually not just Northeast based, that's like across the country. I think a lot of people don't realise that unless these facilities get used and are actually viewed as a business and are helped by the athletics community rather than like hindered, then we will lose facilities, and it is quite painful. So more events, support people who want to put events on, and whether they're athletics or not, we need these facilities to be used, because, people will turn their nose up when the football clubs play there or when there's a car show there or something like that. Or this should be just an athletics venue, where it's not. These venues need to make money to stay operational, and we need to put athletics on there as well. And we can't just keep doing athletics on the cheap, in my opinion. If you keep doing athletics on the cheap, unfortunately, the venues won't be able to pay for the repairs and for the new investment in the new facilities and tracks and stuff. We will end up losing them. So I know that sounds a little bit negative, but watch this space, because hopefully we'll come back in one of the future shows with some like roaring positives that we're going to be getting these facilities used and bringing more top flight stuff there. We can't be having it totally rebranded as Newcastle when it's a Gateshead facility. Happy to rebrand it as the Top Flight Arena, but that might be a conversation down the line.
I tell you what, this boy can talk, mind. I think that's the longest.
I care about it, though.
I know you care about it. 100%. I'm not knocking it at all. I think that's the longest I've ever been quiet on this pod. That's saying something.
There's tears in your eyes though as well, because we've grown up in athletics.
Oh,
right? So
it's an iconic venue of the Northeast. 100% an iconic athletics venue of the Northeast. I remember the first time I walked in the place, like you can't, as a kid, you can't get the grips with the magnitude of it, because the stands are so big and it's drenched in so much history as well. The world records that have been set there, all the stories that have unfolded on that track. I can remember going there and watching, like you said, Diamond Leagues, their equivalents, English schools, loads of stuff. I've been there over the years. Actually watched my dad's last race as a professional at Gateshead Stadium as well. I
remember meeting Carl Lewis there when I was very little and being like awestruck, because I remember obviously I was quite little. I looked up and he's about 6'5" or something. And I was like, Carl Lewis.
I can remember going back to the warm-up area. My dad taking me down there, getting photos with Linford Christie, Steve Backley. Sure, Steve Backley gave me a big Lucasade bottle as well. Or did I just swipe it out of his bag on the side?
Yeah, and also Asafa Powell set a world 100.
Yeah, I was there as well. Watched it, mate. Yeah. Watched it. Here's a little fact for you. I was there on the back straight. It was red hot day. Obviously, pale-skinned, ginger hair, sat there, no sunscreen on, thighs burnt a bit. But anyway, that's a story for another pod, my sunburn. So, Pazzi, I think we'll wrap things up there. We've boxed off a lot. Would you agree? Anything else you want to say? Because I know you haven't had really that much opportunity to talk on this pod.
I know you let me go there, and that's always like dangerous.
I tell you what, it's dangerous when you get let off the lead, lad.
Yeah, we just want to make athletics class, though, don't we? And it's like we're in. I think everybody in RunThrough like loves running, like, and different aspects of it. Yeah. There's so many different aspects of it. Obviously, we're like heavily biased in the elite side of things, out on the elite and the sub elite. And yeah, hopefully that comes across, because like the reason we're doing this whole Top Flight project is we're so passionate about it. Mm-hmm. So yeah, hopefully that resonates with a lot of the audience.
Yeah, absolutely. So guys, yeah, thanks for joining us on another Top Flight podcast. It's been an absolute pleasure. If you do like this content, then please give the video a like, give it a share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Any of the other previous pods that we've done, any of our live streams, any of our highlights packages, there's loads of stuff on the YouTube channel. So please drop onto that, give it a like, share, subscribe, and yeah, enjoy the content on there. So from me, Rich Morrell, and race director Chrissy P, thank you for joining us.